Good morning, welcome to this wonderful class. On this our class, we're talking about uh, Photoshop. Okay, talking about Photoshop. Now, what is Photoshop? Let's look at our table of content. Okay, let's look at our table of content. Our table of content. We have what is Adobe Photoshop. Number one. Number two, the versions of Photoshop. The versions of Photoshop. The versions of Photoshop with their images. Number three, steps to install Adobe Photoshop CS6 and Adobe Photoshop 2021 on Windows machine. Number four, list of 50 Adobe Photoshop tools. Number five, list of 60 Adobe Photoshop shortcuts and their functions. Number six, the five difference between CorelDRAW and Adobe Photoshop by Nwankwo Obioha HOD. Let's go. Now, what is a Photoshop? Photoshop is an Adobe Photoshop is an Adobe's Photoshop editing, image creation, and graphic design software. It also provides many image editing features for raster, pixel-based image as well as vector graphic. It is also used by graphic it is also used by photographers, graphic designer, video game artists, advertising, and meme designers. Photoshop Element provides you a toolbox in quick and expert mode to help you work on your photos. You can use the tools in toolbox to select, enhance, draw, and view images. Let's move to another slide. Now, 10 types of Adobe Photoshop softwares. Number one, have Adobe Photoshop CS5 2015. We have number two, Adobe Photoshop CS6, which was invented in 2016. We have Adobe Photoshop CC, invented in 2017. We have Adobe Photoshop CC 2018. We have Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. We have Adobe Photoshop Camera. We have Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. We have Adobe Photoshop 2021. We have and Adobe Photoshop 2022. Now let's look at their definition. Adobe Photoshop CC is an advanced is an advanced is an uh, advanced image editing software used by designers, web professionals, video editors, and photographers to alter or manipulate digital images. Photoshop is primarily used to edit 2D images, although it does offer some 3D images editing functionality. Now, what is Adobe Photoshop Lightroom? Adobe Photoshop Lightroom, it helps you import, organize image, and find your image in turn in turn Lightroom is photo management, and in turn is a photo is a photo is a photo management and photo editing combined into a single tool, unlike Adobe Photoshop. What is Adobe Photoshop Express? Adobe Photoshop Express. It is a free mobile application for image editing and collage making for Adobe Inc. Now, what is Adobe Photoshop Express? Adobe Photoshop Express is an intelligent camera app that auto suggests a wide range of lenses and filters to make your image stand out. Now, You have versions of Photoshop with their images. This is Adobe Photoshop CS5. You can see the image. You have Adobe Photoshop CS6. You can see the difference. You have Adobe Photoshop CC 2017. You have Adobe Photoshop 2019. You have Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. You have Adobe Photoshop 2020. You have Adobe Photoshop 2021. You have Adobe Photoshop 2022. So let's look at the steps on how to install Photoshop on Windows machine. Let's go with CS6. Now, first you need to know the type of operating system that you are making use of. Like mine, I'm using Windows 11. Come here, type system info. You can see my system. I'm making use of Windows. This is my system. Microsoft Windows 11 Home version 10.0.21996 built. Okay. Now the system model can see HP Reliable Folio 1040G3. Can see it Intel Core i5. Can see it 2.30 HP. That's the BIOS. Can see everything. Okay. 8 gig RAM. Okay. You need to know the physical RAM of your system. Okay. Need to know it because some system will not is not compatible to install Photoshop 2021 or 2022 because I'm using the latest version. You can see this is my Photoshop 2020. You can see it now. 2020. You can see it's opening. You need to know your system architecture, whether it's 64-bit or 32-bit. Okay, still opening. Let's give it some time. You can see it. This is my Photoshop. You can see this is my Photoshop. These jobs are done. Okay, let me just minimize. Let me just minimize and close this. Let's continue to at class. Okay, now this is where I am. So first of all, you need to disable your Windows security if you are using Windows 8 or Windows 10 or Windows 11. So let me come here. I type Windows security. Type Windows security. Windows security. I'm using Windows 11. So I open this my Windows security. Once it's open, you go to virus and threat protection. Go there. Now go down to manage settings. Are you there? Now this is where you disable your real-time protection. Why do you need to disable this? Number one is this: your system or Windows system that you are making use of sees this as a virus. So you need to disable it for the meantime so that your application will run smoothly. So you come here, disable it. You can see, disable this one, disable the other one. You can see them. Once you are done with installation of the software, you still go back and enable your Windows protection. For those of you who make use of antivirus, you need to disable your antivirus for real-time protection. Okay, so once you are done with disabling it, you now minimize. Okay, so let me just proceed for now. I'll still come back and show you guys how to install it. Now you open a folder and check if your system is 64-bit or 32-bit architecture. Then open the one to be installed, whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit. In my own system, I will pick this 64-bit operating system. Then double click on the application. Once you are double click on it, it will extract. Click yes to install program. Accept the license agreement terms. Select I have a serial number / subscription code. Then click on keygen from the S4 to extract the keygen. Generate the serial number, copy and paste them. Click on general and next. Click on contact letter. Tick on the program and install. Then click yes to install the program. That's if there are so many packages in the program, you need to select the specific one that you want. Either what's it called? I think I will do a separate video for this. Okay, so I'm just giving you the steps involved in installing it based on this particular Adobe Photoshop CS6. Okay, then click on yes to install the program. Select on having trouble connecting to the internet. Note, make sure that your internet is not connected, because this program, this software is a cracked software. So once you are in the internet, Adobe system server will dictate that you've pirated their software, thereby taking the code invalid. So let's proceed. I'll do a separate video for this. Just keep your eyes open so that you get the latest video and everything. Okay, just like, subscribe, comment, and share. So now, how to install Photoshop 2021? Like the first process, you need to disable your Windows security. Open the Adobe Photoshop folder. Open the one to be installed. You have 32-bit, have 64-bit respectively. Double click on the application type to extract. Click on yes, because you not accepting the license agreement, it means that you don't want to install the program. Then accept the license agreement, then continue and wait for it to reach 100%. Now let us look at the 60 Photoshop shortcuts and their functions. The 60 Photoshop shortcuts are as follows. Control N means create new file. You can see it here. Control N means create new file. Control O means open a file. Control, you can see it. Control O means open a file. Control X means save. Control Z means undo. Color settings means shift control K. Are you following? Remember to share, like, comment, and refer to other people. Now let us look at the layers. We have new layer, which is Control Shift N. We have group layers. We have Control G. We have on group layer. We have Control Shift Control G. We have bring to front. We have Shift Control this arrow on this your keyboard before slash or close to P in your keyboard. We have bring forward. We have Control this. That's this thing. The the button under the open brace or near P in your keyboard. Send layer to front. Control Shift the button close to your P in your keyboard, depending on the type of keyboard that you are making use of. Hope you are communicating. You have merge layer, Control E. You have merge visible layer window. You have Control. You have Shift Control E. Okay. Now making selections. Making selection will go to select all in Windows. That's this illustration of this is just based on Windows machine from the onset. If you are following up, if you don't get what I mean, go back to my former slide and check what I stated there. Okay, you have the select Control D, you have invert selection window, yeah, Shift Control I, we have we have view images, abi that's a kind of zooming, Control plus plus near your backspace. You have zoom out, have Control minus minus near your bracket in your keyboard. So now let's look at view. View at 100%, you have Control 1, show grid, show grid windows. You have Control plus. Now image adjustment. You have curve window, Control M. You have levels window, Control L. You have hue saturation window, Control U. You have color balance window, Control B. You have black and white windows. You have Alt Shift plus Control B. You have desaturate windows, Shift plus Shift plus Control U. You have image size, Alt plus Control I. You have canvas size. Are you following? You have canvas size. Canvas size is Windows in Windows, Alt plus Control C. Working with Photoshop filters, have camera raws. You have lens. These fall under camera raw filter. Lens correction window, have Shift Control R. Adaptive window angle. Okay. Remember to share, comment, like, and subscribe. List of Adobe Photoshop tools. Number one, have move tool. It moves a selection or layer. You have add tool, Control V, that's V in the keyboard. It creates, moves, or resizes multiple canvases. You have rectangular marquee tool. It makes a selection in front of the rectangle. You have elliptical marquee tool. It makes a selection that's it makes a selection that's a single pixel window. You have lasso tool. It makes a freehand selection. You have polygonal lasso tool. It creates straight edge selections. Remember to share, comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for you to get our update. Okay. List of Adobe Photoshop tools. That's the continuation. You have lasso. You have magnetic lasso tool. It makes a selection by snapping to image. You have object selection tool. It makes selection by finding and following the edges in our image. You have magic wand tool. Shortcuts are even stated by the side. You get this one is L, this one W, this one W. It selects similarly colored image areas. You have crop tool. It trims and expand the edge of an image. You have perspective crop tool. It crop an image to correct the distortion caused by perspective. Now slice tool, select, move, and resizes slice of images. Okay. Now frame tool, it creates placeholder frame from images. Okay. We have this, what's it called? You have crop tool. It creates an image to correct distort. I have talked about this. You have select, move, and resize the slide of an image. You can see. You have frame to it create placeholder frame from image. You have 3D material eyedropper to load the selected material in 3D object. You have color sample to it displays values for color in an image. You have ruler to it measure the distance and angles in an image. Okay. Now we have list of another continuation. Note 2, it creates text notes that you attach to an image or file. Okay. Hope you are communicating. Hope you are moving. You have another two. You have another two. Count to it counts the number of objects in an image. You already know from the name count. Spot healing brush tool. It repairs imperfection imperfections using pixels from another part of an image. Okay, these are the tools that we use to edit images, like the one here, for example, cutting Buhari's head and replacing it with another man's head, cutting Osibanjo's head and replacing it with another man's head. These are the memes that we do online, which you can manipulate with, which can be manipulated with Photoshop. Have color sampling, display value for colors in an image. That patch to it replaces a selected area using a patch pattern of pixel from another of the image. Have content aware move to it selects and moves the part of an image and automatically fills the area left behind. You have I2, red I2, it fixes the key eye effect caused by a camera flash. Unlike when you snap in the night, there might be a camera flash in the night in your eye. So all you need to do is to just use your red eye color tool to correct the red eye in the picture. Okay, have brush tool which is used to select the particular brush in our this thing in Photoshop. It paints custom brush strokes. That pencil tool it paints hard. That's the kind of paint hard edges. It makes them to be softened. Okay, okay. We have color replacement from the name. It paints the selected object. Like if you have an image which has red color, you can use hue saturation or from the gradient to change it. Okay, hope you are following. Remember to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Now let's look at other two. Like from here, we have uh, Misa brush tool. It simulates real paint techniques such as blending color and varying paint uh, white whiteness, a kind of something that is white. You have clone sample tool, clone stamp tool. It paints with pixel from another part of the image. That pattern stamp tool, it paints using a choosing pattern. You have history brush tool. It restores part of an image to earlier state. Okay. There's a mistake here, but don't worry, I'll correct it. But it's part of the learning. If I don't, okay. Art history brush tool. It paints style stroke with pixel from an earlier state of image. You have erase tool, that's shortcut. If you look at them, you see their shortcut. If you press S again, press Y, that's E. It changes pixel to the background color or makes them transparent. Have background eraser tool that erase the pixels of stamp color. Magic eraser tool, it erase similar color areas with a single click. Okay, hope you are following. and we have another two. We have gradient tool. These are when you want to mix two colors together. I will still come to practical. This is just the theory part of it. We'll see the practical. Okay, it creates a gradual blend between colors. It has paint bucket too. It fills similar color contiguous areas with the four background color. Okay, remember to comment, share, like, and subscribe if today is your first time. Now, 3D material drop tool. It drops material loaded in the tool upon the target area of a 3D object. That blur tool, it blurs areas in an image. Okay, you have sharpen tool, it sharpen the soft edges in an image. It has small tool, soften or smooth colors in an image. You have dodge tool, lighten areas in an image. You have burn tool, darkness areas in an image. An area which has darkness, it's like it helps to burn it off. You have small tool, it changes the color saturation of an area in an image. You have pen tool, it makes and changes parts or shapes with another point and handles. You have freeform tool, it has anchor points as you draw parts or shapes. You have curvature pen tool, it makes it makes parts or shapes using points. You have add anchor point tool, it has points, it has points, it adds point, it adds point to parts. Okay, delete anchor point to delete anchor point, it deletes anchor point and reshapes parts. Okay, now you have convert point to it edits shapes and parts by converting smooth corners which has an anchor point. You have horizontal tool, that's it. We are now entering into text tool. We have normally we have horizontal, have vertical, and they have mask tool. That's vertical type mask tool. We have horizontal type mask tool. Okay, we are getting closer to the almost all the tools that we use that I use in Photoshop every day. Okay, have horizontal type tool, has horizontal type, have vertical type tool, add vertical type, have vertical type mask tool, create a section in the shape vertical type, you have horizontal type mask tool, it creates a section in the shape of horizontal type, have part selection tool, it select whole part, you have direct selection tool, it it selects the it selects the individual part and segment of a part. You have rectangle tool, it draws rectangles. You have rounded rectangle tool, it draws round edge rectangle. You have ellipse tool, it draws ellipses. You have polygon tool, it draws polygon. You have line tool, we have line tool, you have line tool, custom shape tool, line tool draws line, custom shape tool draws shapes from a custom shape list. Okay, we have handle tool, hand tool, it pans over different parts of an images. We have rotate view tool, it rotates the view of an image. Have zoom tool, okay, it helps you to magnify, that's bringing it close front and back. Okay, zooming in and zooming out. Somebody can say, will you zoom out from here? Will you zoom in here? You get zoom out, get out, zoom in, come in. Okay. So now we are almost at the end of our class. Okay. we are almost at the end of our class. We'll now look at the 5 difference between CorelDRAW and Photoshop. Now, number one, from the CorelDRAW side, CorelDRAW is one of the image editing programs in the Corel graphics suite developed by Corel Corporation. Now, Adobe Photoshop. Adobe is widely used photo editing and manipulation software developed by Adobe system. Okay, let's look at number two of CorelDRAW. It is a vendor-based program, meaning it creates artwork using mathematics equations. While this one, it is a raster-based, that pixel-based program, which is also used for vector-based graphics. Let's look at the other one. That's coming back to number three in CorelDRAW. It doesn't understand the image or the idea of pixels. It converts images to form vectors files. While this Photoshop, it works on the pixels of an image layer for detailed manipulation of images. Number four, on CorelDRAW side, it is mainly used as a vector-based images and illustrations and for creating logos, business card. We will still do this thing in our upcoming classes, okay, where we will see so many of all these things, how you make use of them. Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Adobe Illustrator, all these are just image editing softwares. You use it to create artwork, flyers, banners, letterheads, okay. These are the things that I use every day of my life. I make use of them every blessed day, okay. So now let's look at this other one, number four of Photoshop. It is mainly used for it is mainly used for it is mainly used for hold on, I will come. Sorry for that. Thank you. It is mainly used for editing and manipulating images and to apply special effects to digital images. Okay. Number five of CorelDRAW, it is mostly used by web designers. If you're a web designer, this is one of your topmost tools. Okay. Okay. If you're US, UI, video editor, and so many other things that you can do with CorelDRAW. Likewise, in Photoshop, it is mostly used by designers, graphic designers use, because I use Photoshop and CorelDRAW every day. I even teach them to my students. Okay, that's why I decided to do this thing so that you guys will learn freely from my channel. It's an open learning. Okay, it is mostly used by graphic designer and professional photographic alike. Okay, okay. Now you guys have seen uh, the 5 difference between CorelDRAW and Photoshop. Okay, let's move to the conclusion. Now, conclusion of our class. Okay, as you guys can see, thank you for your time, and remember to always comment anything that you don't like in this video. Comment. If you like it, share and subscribe. If you want me to do more videos, write to me in my DM. You can call me. This is my number. This is my worldwide number. I use it worldwide. I have so many other numbers, but this is my number. Okay. I love you. Peace. Quote of the day. When I do good, we do good. Okay. When I do good, everybody does the good. The good continue. The good things continue. Thank you for your time and remain blessed.